Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. About the hip-hop nation, all the real niggas that I recognize.
It's that family that niggas say one love, fuck one love, nigga, one nation.
Yo, YouTube, what up? It's the homie Gab, I'm in the building. And today, I brought some backup with me. Gobi, what up, man?
What's up, Gab? What's going on, my brother?
Not much, bro. I wanted to get you back on the show today, man, because there's been a lot of talk about the Tupac One Nation album. You know, some of the features on that, you had a lot of East Coast MCs, you had some West Coast MCs, and Pac was really trying to bring unity back to hip-hop. And he felt he felt like it was his duty because, you know, he felt kind of responsible for sparking the feud because he got mad at Biggie and, you know, everybody just jumped on the beef and just rode the coattail and was selling magazines and shit like that. Even though it was a beef that started between two people that led to two camps. What was it like during that point in time, you know, seeing Pac gather up all the people and take them to the studio?
So, most of the fans know I shot a lot of footage of the making of that One Nation album. And I think just based on the interactions that I saw between him and Buckshot, Smith and Wesson, Greg Nice, and all the cats that were part of that album, he just wanted to show that his love for the East Coast was solid, and that just because he had beef with a couple cats didn't mean that he didn't have love for the East Coast. I mean, look, at the end of the day, Pac was born in New York, so he had to have some connections. I think for him, it's just the events that sort of soiled his experience in being shot there, you know, feeling that he was abandoned or let down by people that he felt were sort of, you know, that he felt should have had his back, you know, and the album itself was bananas. I mean, I think the biggest travesty to this day is the fact that, you know, a lot of people that have these Pac's alive theories. So there's many reasons why I know he's not alive, but I'll tell you what, the one that would have absolutely never stopped him from speaking up is if anyone fucked with his music. And they took all his acapellas off and they took him off of the producers, the way he recorded them, and they put him with a lot of janky ass producers. That right there, I don't give a fuck where Pac was. If he was alive, someone would have gotten their ass whooped, if not shot, for doing that shit to his music. Because his music to him was as important as his acting, as his poetry, as any part of his creativity. When he laid something down the way he wanted it to be, you fucking better not touch that shit. So, you know, again, a lot of those One Nation albums, just the One Nation tracks are just powerful, you know. One of them, I don't know which track it is, but it's the sad one where the lyrics, he says, my only fear of death is reincarnation. I use my last breath to save a whole nation. And I remember filming him listening to the track. He was smoking a cigarette, kind of leaning on one of his arms at the console, and he was just shaking his head back and forth, and there was just such great sadness in him, because I think he felt like he was taken advantage of or betrayed by you know, a good amount of people. And you know, Pac was a loyal motherfucker. If he pledged allegiance to you or said that he was going to be loyal to you, he would be loyal to you. And even for me, as one of his production partners, I felt that bond. because my relationship is just a fragment, a very small piece of the Tupac puzzle, or the Tupac history in comparison to a lot of his other relationships. But even me, just as someone who helped him with his creativity, I felt that bond. I felt that loyalty. I felt the kindred spirit connection that I never had to worry. Tupac was loyal. So I think loyalty to him was as important as anything. And I just think, again, the idea behind the One Nation, there was probably many reasons that he wanted to do it, but primarily to show that he had love for New York, and he wanted to squash all of the bullshit that the record companies and the media perpetuated. Because,
right.
You know, I mean, look,
let's face it, it was big business. You know?
Yeah. It's like, you know, Jimmy Iovine and Bad Boy and Suge. Those motherfuckers are the ones that made the money off of this shit. You know what I mean? They're the ones that capitalized. But
oh yeah.
Again, going back to the One Nation album. I think
the
biggest. Say it again.
Now I wanted to ask you a question. You know, my thing I wanted you to answer. Was you there today that Tupac and them went and picked up the boot camp clique?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I shot that footage.
Right. So let's talk about that for a minute. You remember Pac's move on the way to pick them guys up, and where was they coming from? Was they coming from the airport? Take us back. Yeah.
We picked them up at the airport, and it's funny because I started filming them as soon as they started walking out the gate, and they're all tripped out, and they started covering their faces because they thought I was news or some shit. But when they found out we were Pac's camp, we took them to Can-Am, and that's where Pac was waiting for him. Buckshot was his strongest connection with boot camp, and then, you know, he just gave them all love, dude. It was all love. He was excited to have them, took good care of them. And, you know, I think within a couple of hours we were in the studio and it was on and cracking.
How long were those guys out there? Do you remember?
I think a week or something.
And they stayed at the crib with Pac. I heard the Cocoa Brothers, I heard Still saying they stayed at the house with Tupac.
They were at his house in Calabasas.
Wow. So what was that first session like? Do you remember, did you catch any of that first session? Because I know you got a lot of footage. I think the Brothers in Arms or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit was bananas, dude.
So what about the Loons? I heard they had the Loons out there. Do you remember seeing them in the studio?
I don't remember the Loonies. I know it was there. The Outlaws were there. Corrupt rolled through one night. Greg Knights. I don't remember who else was there. Badass, I think, came through. I'm not sure if Gonzo came through, but yeah, I wasn't there when the Loonies were there.
Wow. You know, I tried to get Greg Knights on the show. It ain't too late. I'm going to reach back out to him. Do you remember, like, these different... Let me tell you, I got a better question for you. One of my favorite cuts off of the One Nation album was Worldwide Timepiece. And I seen some of your footage. You got Pac, like, rocking out to it. He's standing up, dancing, having a good time. What was that session like? Do you remember that?
I don't remember specifically the session, but look, I think overall Pac was just sort of euphoric over the whole thing because you know he was getting to kind of make the music he wanted with the people he wanted to work with. So you know, I mean, look, I'm one that stands behind the idea that he was looking to start his own record company, his own production company that he had started with us, and we had a 3-picture deal a week before he died, so he was ready to take over. And I think this was sort of give him a taste of, you know, being at the board, mixing, producing, doing a little bit of everything. And I just think he was sort of, at least in the creativity aspect of it, he was over the moon, absolutely over the moon.